I don't want to jinx it, but I think Down to Earth might actually be getting better with each episode. We love a character development. We love a story arc. We love gradual progression into something great. It's only halfway. It's episode 4 out of 8, so it's only halfway, so it might be too early to say, but I like where it's going. I generally really like the episode, which I know is shocking because I don't really like many of them, but it was really great. It was like wholesome. It was wholesome content. It was just filled my dark little heart up with so much life. So they went to Sardinia, which is an island in Italy, island off Italy, sorry, and it has the highest populations of centenarians in it. I think around the across the world, has the highest population of people reaching 100 and over 100, which is amazing. So they went there to find out what it takes to live a long life. It was nice. It was just simple. It was lovely. They just kind of, it was less like frantic than the other episodes felt. It was just, it felt so much more chill and like thought out and like respectful, I guess, than the other episodes. Yeah, there was this part when they went to the graveyard and Zach was talking about how he talks with his grandparents and how important that was and how much he like treasures that time with them when he gets to talk to them, and that was lovely. I'm like not really a Zac Efron stan, but that like pulled up my heartstrings. Zach, you really got me there. Then they used to do a cooking class with some locals, local people of Sardinia, and it was nice. It was really nice. This was really cool actually. They made like a flatbread that they said had been used in the area since 1000 BCE, and that was so cool to see. So cool to see that this like same type of food had been used and is being used, and that's like sustainability at its like root is, you know, that it's just, oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. And then they made pasta, which was really beautiful, and kind of talked about how you have multiple generations cooking together and talking together, and you know, they're very connected to one another. That was lovely. It was like lovely. And then, oh yeah, and then they made, they tried a nougat that had been made since the 16th century. That was lovely. I love hearing about food that's like still used from like hundreds of years ago. It's so interesting. It's so cool that's, you know, that it's still made and still used and still appreciated and loved. Love that. Love that. Then they went, Zach, I don't know where Darren was, but Zach went to go meet Francesco. He was a local man there and he was 97. They went to go talk to him about his life and I guess how he became, you know, how he got to live to 97. Yeah, it was like a really nice moment between Zach and Francesco and the tour guide and talking together and walking around Sardinia and then stopping in a bar and having a drink together. It was really nice. And then Zach said something, if you live long enough, you end up living several different lives. And I'm getting chills actually repeating that. It was just like lovely. And it's a lovely idea that, you know, yeah, you do end up, you end up as different people in different forms of yourself. And oh yeah, and then when they're at the restaurant, they were talking, the biologist there, they went to go eat with the biologist from the Eco Museum in the first part, and they were talking about their research and why Sardinia has so many centenarians. And they said something, they were talking about how, you know, the idea of centenarians and using these principles that people in Sardinia do, how it's not directly translatable and it has to be adapted to other places. Like it just can't be, you just can't do what they do. Like it has to be adapted and each place is individual. And I love that. That's all I've been asking for is, you know, to talk about how the ideas that you're exploring are translatable to different places and how we have to look at how you have to adapt it and you can't just chuck it right in. You have to talk about the specific situation, the specific demographics, the politics, the socioeconomics. You know, you have to talk about those things and they're not directly like translatable. You have to adapt them. And that's all I wanted. You know, I got it and I loved it. And I just wish they had talked about, I know that wasn't Zach and Darren bringing that up, that was biologist, but I wish they brought that up sooner. I hope that's going to be a theme where they talk about how you have to translate and adopt things. Okay, so then they got to the shepherd and they were chatting with the shepherd, or they weren't really chatting with him, they were just filming him. It was a little weird. Anyway, so then they got to the shepherd and they were talking about how Sardinians walk a lot because shepherding is their main, or sheep I guess would be their main export or their main business, but shepherding's, their main source of employment, I guess. There's like a lot of people who are employed by shepherding. And Zach kind of said something, he's like, this isn't just any fad, this is a way of life. It's just science and we have to look at this and this is just science. And he said that. And then Darren came back and said, totally, yeah, solid principles, healthy foundation, eat local, process your food local, get it from the earth, non-GMO food, blah, blah, blah. And this is where the negatives lie, is Darren's statement. Hey, so I need to paraphrase this because I literally went on a 20-minute rant about goji berries, but I did have an issue with like Darren exactly. I'm like, no one should be penalized for like things they say offhand, and it seemed very offhand what he said. My issue is that it kind of seemed to oversimplify the issues that are going on in the world, and I'm 100% reading way too into this, considering the theme of the episode was longevity and not food security. But like it just seemed like at the beginning the biologists, they put a lot of focus on the fact that this is not translatable, it has to be adapted to different places, and that was great. And then by the end, this shift, like the feeling of the episode kind of changed into, this is what we need to do. We need to eat more local food. We need to process it ourselves. We need to follow in their footsteps. And that's just kind of what I got watching it, was that there was a tone change, and it just felt like it oversimplified the issues that a lot of urban places are facing when it comes to food, that a lot of populations are facing with food security, about our global food system in general. That was my only issue with it. Overall, I really liked the episode. It gave me a good feeling. I really liked it. It was lovely. It was just like a lovely episode altogether. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you are well. I hope your friends and family are well. I hope you're staying safe. And yeah, okay, bye.